Second Life world map. Gonna take a look at all the sims, pick one totally at random, teleport there and see what is to be seen. I'm gonna try to avoid the sims with the numerous green dots. Those are residents or possibly bots. I think there's something like 6,000 sims in Second Life right now. This looks cool. Akina, huh? Alright, I'm gonna see if I can go here. Look at that, I teleported right into a little beach shack, it looks like. Fairly decent construction. Oh, that's cool. World map of pins. I think I might change the lighting mode just because it looks like it's starting to hit sunset. This is pretty cool though. Alright, so already this is looking like a well above average terraforming construction builds. This thing looks kind of weird. Can't even imagine what the hell that's supposed to be. Oh, it's a fireworks tower maybe? I don't know. Alright, so normally I would probably just fly around, but I want to follow the trail here because somebody put a lot of work into this build. Like, look at the detail on this little footbridge and stuff. I mean, obviously it's a prefab, but still it's kind of cool that they took the time to like set that up. I mean, this reminds me of there's kind of a Japanese feel to it. I noticed some Japanese architectural elements in the little beach cabin thing, but seems pretty diverse. Lots of details. It's really starting to show when you go onto a sim, like the adoption of mesh seems to be rolling out pretty well, and you find that the more sims you visit, the more frequently you see like quality mesh objects that really just kind of bring the world alive in a way that was not possible with sculpts. Well, although there's still some sculpt items like this phone. But I think overall you would have to say that since the advent of mesh, things have just been looking better and better. I love all these little details. These are the kinds of things that really bring a sim to life. Like, people probably go to the marketplace and they buy these props and then they arrange them so there's like a spectrum of quality, but still overall the effect is pretty impressive. This is a really well laid out little village, I guess you would call it. Nice details there on those bricks. This is interesting. Each one of these is like an actual little shop. Oh, that's cool. with like vendors and stuff, so people can buy various things. Bandanas, that's cool. Yeah, this is definitely like very like Japanese influence, lots of Japanese centric props. I've never actually been to Japan, so I can't say like how accurate this might be in terms of a small Japanese marketing kind of area. I mean, I've seen lots of pictures and stuff, but never actually been there. But I can't tell if I'm going in circles or if there's just some repetition in the builds. And I'm assuming that this little village probably operates on the same principle that most quasi-commercial developments in Second Life operate on, where basically shops spaces are put up for rent, and then people rent those shops and decorate them themselves and sell things there. Gosh, this is a lot of detail here. This is impressive. Like I said, these are probably mostly prefabs that were bought individually or as a package and then arranged within a building. I mean, you can tell the inconsistencies are pretty obvious, like the building quality. I mean, the actual structure that the objects are contained in is pretty low compared to the quality of the props. So we have a clinic here. This is really impressive. Tons and tons of detail. This is like you can't really achieve this level of detail on a small piece of property. You have to have an entire sim, otherwise you just can't have this many objects. Anyway, I feel like I've looked at enough of these shops. Oh great, they turned off flying, so I can't just fly out of here, which I understand considering how much work they put into all this, but at the same time it's like really inconvenient for showing off a sim like this. That's cool, that swan boat. Yeah, definitely very Japanese. I could probably ride that thing around, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna continue walking because it's just more my style. This looks like an apartment complex, maybe? Sorry if I'm a little like scatterbrained when I'm doing this. I tend to get distracted easily, and there are so many things in here to look at that it kind of maxes out my brain. So if I kind of freeze up verbally, that's the reason. Just kind of focusing intently on some like minor little element or whatever. Yeah, so this is definitely some kind of like little apartment complex, which is cool that they have shops and a residential. It's a very like deliberate recreation of perhaps a Japanese neighborhood. I assume a lot of these are probably interactive, but like I said, I'm just kind of walking around. I don't really want to like interact with stuff because that will just kind of bog down the exploration. Luckily I'm not wearing any shoes, so I don't have to take them off. Look at all the detail, man. Somebody really put a lot of work into every single one of these rooms. Well, maybe not a lot of work, but like maybe 20 minutes or so into every one of these, maybe half an hour. Yeah, like I said, as mesh proliferates, here's like an example. I'm assuming this keyboard is a mesh object. You can just see the level of complexity, sophistication is increasing, so that when you go into an environment in Second Life, now it's a lot more realistic. Just as a sort of cursory glance as you're like looking around. Hey, I can fly again. Looks like a little market, maybe. Oops. We're in the inn. What did you say? Wow, the these. This is a bathhouse. Or like a hot spring? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna fly up and take a look from sort of an aerial view and see if there was anything of extreme interest that I might have missed. Looks like there's a train over here. This is cool. How do you get up there? Really, it's not simple. So this is like the train station. That's cool. Sorry, things are lagging up a bit here. I gotta take a look at this fence really quick because I made something similar to this. Wow. So it looks like I'm not the only person to have created a fully articulated fence in Second Life. It's really impressive because like 9 times out of 10 it's just a texture. And this is like full geometry, although it's not quite as tight as mine. Mine was full manifold, this one is not. But still the result is indistinguishable, so it's not like it really matters to the end user. So it looks like you can't actually get into the train, but okay, let's see if there's anything else cool. Ah, here's like a little shrine. Got a Torii arch. But I just realized that since Google decided to screw everyone over and limit uploads of 15-minute plus videos to YouTube without verification of identity, I may not even be able to upload this video, which is really annoying, but you know, whatever. Funny that just from randomly wandering around, I managed a fairly comprehensive tour of the entire sim. Pretty much went into every building. There's a nice little beach area. Yeah, overall I would have to say I'm gonna give this sim really high marks for detail, attention to detail, and just it was obviously very well planned out. And while the level of quality is pretty inconsistent due to the mixture of conventional structures, mesh, and sculpts, and everything else, the overall impression is like really high. It's definitely above average, like well above average. You know, it just occurs to me that little tower over there might be some kind of like tsunami warning system. common to Japan, maybe like a flare or something. I don't know, I have no idea really, but anyway, so yeah, I missed a few of these buildings. Like, I didn't actually go into every single one, I don't think. Maybe I did, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, let's bring that up on the map. Akina, which is probably a real place in Japan. And here, let's see who owns this sim. Might be able to get some information here. Hime, Handel. Hime means princess in Japanese, so. God, I don't know how these new profiles work. Okay, here we go. So it looks like someone who may actually live in Japan, possibly. And they recreated an actual little town. I don't know. Maybe it's their fantasy version. So yeah, pretty cool. Here's the coordinates if you want to check it out. Definitely worth a visit. And even though watching the videos is nice, it's even better to just go there yourself and check it out in world. Thanks for watching.